Major funding for this program provided by the Moving Image Trust Fund. Additional funding for this program provided by the Arkansas Agriculture Department.
Hello, I'm Tony Brooks, and this is Agri Arkansas. Located just north of Clarksville in the heart of Arkansas's River Valley region, the University of Arkansas Division of Agriculture Fruit Research Station is an Arkansas gem. The Fruit Research Station serves university research faculty and also provides valuable fruit production information to growers and the general public. Today we'll take a look at this facility, uniquely positioned in the Ozark foothills to develop, test, and grow a wide variety of fruit crops.
This station is quite an asset for researcher, for extension, and for student training. We have all the fruits that are grown commercially in the state. We have peaches, we have grapes, blueberries, blackberries, apples, and even some pecan trees. We started doing a little bit of research on pecan trees. This is a multi-use facility for fruit production.
What's going on here is this is where we're creating the hybrid berries in our blackberry breeding program. So my job is to choose what parents to combine to make these new combinations.
Dr. Clark makes the crossing plans and ships them down to us. And from there, we'll take his plans and we'll go to the field and we'll check parents. Blackberries are a major crop. And then we do some peaches and a pretty decent muscadine set.
And this small fruit with the yarn here is where a female, a mother plant, has been emasculated, and that removes the petals so the insects do not visit. And in about 2 days, that emasculated flower will be ready for pollination. We'll apply the pollen from the selected male parent. A few days later, it'll look like this. About 25 days from now, that berry will be harvested. But we can see with this fruit, we have an excellent fruit set, which will yield hundreds of seeds.
Preparing the seed to store the seed for the winter to be ready to germinate in the spring. We bring our seed to the greenhouses and germinate them, sort our little plants, pot them up in pots. From there, and we'll take them to the field to plant.
And we'll put about 200 of these babies, as we call them, or siblings, out. And then, a year after that, I will go look at the fruit and choose which ones that have the traits that are combined, such as good flavor, good size, productivity, healthy plants, early ripening.
I'm kind of at the very tail end of the breeding projects. So my job is I take these and I put them in what's called an advanced replicated trial. So I take the ones that he was thinking about making commercially available and the ones that already are, and I compare them. I compare yield, I compare size, I compare taste, I compare all of these different things. Put them into all these fancy tables for him, do all this analysis for him, send it up to him so that when he makes a decision about releasing one, he's got all this data to back it so that when growers come to look at it, they can look at that and say, well, it's comparing to this one I already know is good. So they're also more comfortable and confident going and saying, okay, I want this.
This is Renee's Berry Garden. We put our first plant in the ground about 20 years ago. You know, we raise blueberries and blackberries, and we're about 3 weeks out from season starting, and things look great. It's been a good year. When we first moved here, we came from California where we had a small market gardening business and moved to Arkansas because we wanted to start a farm. Weren't exactly sure what we were going to grow. So we started looking around, talked to the county agent, went and did some visits to other farms. We just did some legwork, and folks at the station were very, very supportive, answered all of our questions, paid a farm visit, and we went from there. What's really impressive about the folks at the station, you know, Dan and all the people who work there, is they are just incredibly supportive. I can't imagine getting this kind of support in California where we came from. It was impossible. They work in conjunction with the growers and just do a yeoman's job. The variety behind me, Natchez, is a blackberry that's a U of A release, and it is pretty much the bread and butter of our blackberry crop. You know, when we first started, we planted some older varieties that were a U of A release, Arapaho and Navajo, and now we have primarily Natchez. My yields tripled, so it was huge. And you know, just the advance from release to release to release they're just tremendous. It's not always yield. It can be flavor, it can be berry size, it can be shipping quality. These are thornless blackberries, so a person can come out here and pick a bucket of blackberries on a good day in about 10 minutes. You know, I think when people think about wild blackberries, they're thinking about small fruit, big seed, good chance it's going to be sour, you know, and I think Dr. Clark's goal is to turn the blackberry into a strawberry. That's what he wants. He wants a fruit that's so good. And you know what? There are some days when it's that good.
In my research plots, I have some peaches right now going on, and I have some pecans. Not this year, we have been growing strawberries organically in the tunnel. In a tunnel, we can control a lot more of the environment, so it's easier to grow organic production in tunnels than necessarily outside. Most of my research has always been on trying to answer questions that growers have. For most of the work that is going on here is related to commercial production. We do have some like field days or a pruning workshop for more of the general public. How do I prune a peach and make it produce next year? How do I deal with my blackberries?
I actually really enjoy the field days. When I moved here about 4 years ago, and I would walk around, because it's a small town, Clarksville is a small town, and a lot of people didn't even know we were up here. And we do a lot of good things, and field days give us an opportunity to let people know what we're doing. A lot of our field days, like the last one we had, growers will come in or master gardeners will come in, but we also have people from the community and from not just Clarksville itself, but anybody's allowed to come to these. And it's always cool to take them out there when we're pruning, and like they've never pruned a blackberry before, and you can see it like they get all excited or a little nervous when I'm like, you just chop it off right here. And I love agriculture. I love what I do, and I like being able to share that with people. And the field days give us that opportunity. With the way we transport plants back and forth between different countries and different states, we have invasive species that come in. And so Don Johnson, who's the entomologist up on campus, he's really great to work with. He's helping us, like when we have a couple invasive species, like spotted winged Drosophila is a huge deal right now if you talk to anybody in agriculture doing blackberries.
There is an insect pest we have here called the spotted winged Drosophila, which is arrived in Arkansas about 4 years ago, and it's a problem. We have to deal with it. And I caught 2 of them yesterday. And the first thing I did was contact the fruit substation to let them know, you know, and they'll probably follow up, and they'll be monitoring that throughout the state, letting all the growers know when the population rises and falls, so the growers can adjust their spray programs.
I think one of the main purposes of this research station, I mean, we do breeding and we do a lot of things like that, but really our purpose is to try and help the local growers. Like, we're here to test things, we're here to try out new cultural practices or things like that, so that they need the resources that they need, because agriculture is a big deal, and we need to help. They need that help and they need that support, because it can be pricey and it can be risky, and so we try to help reduce that risk.
You know, when a lot of people think about agriculture in Arkansas, they think about rice and chickens and soybeans. What we think about blackberries. The work they've done is incredible. I think there's tons of potential for more blackberry production in Arkansas. I'm surprised it hasn't accelerated. And I think a lot of people just don't realize how good the fruit is.
Later on, we'll talk with Dr. John Clark to learn more about his work at the research station, and we'll also visit with longtime grower Steve Morgan from Peach Pickin' Paradise in nearby Lamar. One of our most popular segments here on Agri Arkansas was about that very Peach Pickin' Paradise, and we thought this would be a great time to visit it again.
Peach Picking Paradise.
We're located here just between Clarksville and Lamar, Arkansas, about 100 miles west of Little Rock, and we're primarily a pick-your-own peach orchard. We have about 20 different varieties. We start with what we consider to be the first really good variety for Arkansas is a Red Haven, and we continue. Each variety overlaps each other, and they will last for about 2 weeks.
How are you doing today?
All right, how are you?
Good.
We're a family-owned business. This particular farm, my ancestors, I guess it would be my great-grandfather, came in 1876. So we were, when the Arkansas Department of Ag started the Century program, we participated in that, and we're a Century farm. Peach production here on this farm started probably in the 20s or 30s, 1920s or 30s. Really got into the more commercial end of it in the 30s and 40s, and we've been here as Peach Picking Paradise since the late 70s until current. This is our third generation of pick-your-own orchard on this ground.
We're just picking. Yeah. Picking and grinning.
It's a family activity. We have grandparents and kids passing it on from generation to generation, and it's that's part of the reason why we're out here, because it's just something beautiful to see families connecting, and the older generation passing on to the newer generation some of the traditions that they have had.
This is a tradition of coming out and just picking peaches every year. We've done this for I can't tell you how many years, and there was a time when my wife's dad and her dad all came out and picked, so we wanted to start that tradition again, so that's what we're doing.
These are a lot better. They must have had a bumper crop this year. My memories go back till I was probably the age of my granddaughter that's here, who just turned 9. My grandparents were residents of Clarksville. I can't remember ever going to my grandparents' house in the summer that you didn't open that refrigerator during peach harvest, and it would be full of these beautiful peaches. And so my grandfather taught me at a young age the secret to picking peaches. Don't pick them on the outside of the tree. Everybody does that. Get in there in the middle where the luscious, big, ripe ones are. But it's worth to go through the fuzz to get to those peaches.
We really just enjoy providing a quality product. So many people go to the grocery store and they just can't get what we offer here. And my grandpa, for one, he loved fruit, and he wanted to be able to share that with people. And so if he could get them to come out, show them how easy it is to pick. A peach is on a tree. It's not like a berry you're having to bend over. It's really not that hard to do. And eat a few while you're out there. It's really easy to hook people for life and get them to keep coming back.
Goes back to my childhood. Came here probably, ever since I was 12. It's nice to come out and, to a place and pick peaches that have, don't have pesticides and, just it's like it's from the earth,
When you're supporting the local, farmers and really trying to support, the people that live in Arkansas, people really don't value that anymore, I don't feel like. You go to Walmart and you really don't know what you're getting. Here, it's raw and it's natural.
So juicy.
Yeah.
The words farm to table have found their way back into the language of popular culture these days, but what exactly does farm to table look like? Well, let's take a look.
I consider this the family farm because it takes a family to run something like this. Coming to this dinner, you become a part of my family because we're going to share a history of this whole plantation that has been here for decades. We are having a Scott Heritage Farm family supper, farm to table dinner. It is where we reconnect these diners to where their food came from. There's a story behind every dish. A lot of us have forgotten that our ancestors had these kind of dinners. In my particular dinner, I have everyone bring a plate from home. And it's to bring back a tradition that back in the day, you were limited to your resources. And when you had these dinners, you grew your own food. You didn't go to the supermarket. So these diners are getting that experience.
Spice vinaigrette with squash blossoms and goat cheese. I hope y'all really enjoy it.
Farm to table, which means you actually see everything that you pick goes straight to the table in some form or fashion prepared for you, so that you realize that the hard work that goes into it from the seedling to the serving.
We also got some smoked apples and peaches to go along with that.
We basically started Friday. I started smoking meats about at midnight last night, so it takes about 15 to 16 hours of preparation. It's nothing but Arkansas products grown right here in the state of Arkansas, right here on the farm. From the chickens, from the pumpkins, you name it, it comes from here. We have turkeys coming up that we'll be selling at the local farmers market.
This is how to sustain yourself and your family for long term, and to teach your family and your children and your grandchildren healthy habits that will last generations.
I mean, nothing is better than going out here and picking your own product, fresh as can be. I mean, it just gives it a different flavor profile. It's absolutely just amazing natural smoke taste that actually we're doing right here with some apples, peaches, pumpkins. I have a nice trio roasted potatoes back here with a white truffle oil. It's going to be really delicious during dinner time.
I hope y'all enjoy it. Thank you.
This is my 5th year to do this. I have some celebrated chefs that have actually helped me to pick, and the chefs all take their part, and it's just a unique culinary outdoor experience.
I think it brings us together as communities. I think it brings us closer to be able to sit down and talk to the people across from us that we've not met.
Well, this is our date night. It's been really great. It's been a wonderful experience. The people have been cordial. Everybody's been very informative. We've learned a lot since we've been at the plantation. We've learned how the food's processed. We've learned how it's grown. A little bit of history about the plantation itself.
August 30th, the Union Army sent a regiment of cavalry down this road. Well, they bumped into the Confederates, and there was a big firefight just 100 yards from here.
There is 200 acres here. It is the Alexander Plantation.
General Steele, he set up his headquarters right across the Ashley Bayou, right?
Back in the day, when my landlord, when she was growing up, it was a sharecropper's land. And I feel like that's the same thing what I'm doing. At your table if you want to. When you work hard every day, if you don't share a dinner table with somebody, then that reflection of the whole day, needs to be shared right there. This is your family. Of course, the whole table. The fruits of my labor being shared with them, I just really love it and enjoy it. And this is my lifestyle. I live out here. I live and breathe this land. And I care for it. That's the main thing.
A wonderful way to enjoy a harvest with friends and family. Joining us now is Dr. John Clark, Distinguished Professor of Horticulture with the University of Arkansas Bumpers College, and Steve Morgan of Peach Pickin' Paradise. Dr. Clark, we're going to start with you. We talked about the breeding program started in '64.
That's correct.
How many different varieties of fruit, different fruits have been introduced since that time?
Well, there are between 60 and 70 varieties over the last going on 53 years.
But it takes time.
It takes time, anywhere from 10 to 15, 18 years from the initial cross for the variety until it's released to the public. So it's a slow process, very meticulous.
When you demonstrated the process for breeding blackberries, you selected the 2 plants that you wanted to cross-pollinate. You removed the petals from the one so that you could put the pollen that you wanted on
That's
there.
correct.
Now, you let that fruit mature, and you harvest the berries from that fruit, then plant seedlings from those berries. But then you go a step further and select the strongest, the hardiest, I guess looking for the characteristics that you're going for in that that breed.
That's correct. The parents are chosen based on complementary traits, like there may be good fruit size from one parent, maybe large fruit size from the other. Hybridize those and try to find one that's big and tastes good. Now that's an oversimplification, but about 0.5% of the children are selected, and a very, very few are ever released as a variety. So most of them are thrown away because they're no better than their parents or much worse.
Like people. It's the breeding process is
it's like all living organisms.
Some child might take those characteristics, another may not. When the center develops a new variety, how is that distributed so that people, gardeners like me, can get one of those for my garden?
Well, the University of Arkansas varieties are publicly available. Varieties are released, they're usually patented. Licensed nurseries are enrolled in the program. They propagate the plants and they sell them to the market. The university does not sell the plants, but they are readily available. It depends on the crop, which nursery, and usually nationwide.
Mr. Ford of Renee's Berry Farm joked that you were trying to breed blackberries into strawberries, I guess looking for that sweetness and looking for those characteristics. How far can you go with breeding like that? It depends on what you're looking for, but how much further can you go?
Well, that's a good question, and I don't know that I know the limits. Sweet blackberries are really, I think, a key thing that people want. And so if we can increase the sweetness further, they'll like them even better. So in breeding, genetic variation, you can go only so far, but sometimes it's quite far as improving various traits.
Do different growers want you to search for different characteristics?
Growers have a range of interest. I work primarily with fresh market sales and primarily with local markets. And so there are a range of traits there that are very important. Yield is always important. Flavor is a key, #1 thing for me. I want people to smile, be happy, and come back for more.
All right. Mr. Morgan, I want to thank you for coming today. I know it's always a busy time at Peach Picking Paradise.
Doesn't slow down very often, that's right.
You guys are constantly getting ready or picking peaches.
Yes, it's a year-round process, a lot of hand labor.
You mentioned the different varieties of peaches that you produce at your operation. Are any of these varieties that were developed at the Fruit Research Station?
Yes, we do have about 20 varieties, and 2 of them, Arkansas County or White County and White Diamond, are both selections that were developed at the Fruit Substation by Dr. Clark.
Now, were they developed primarily for flavor, or when they ripened, or?
Those are a white variety, and they're a low acid, so they were developed. I think you'd have to ask the expert, but primarily for the consumer, for the person that's going to eat it as a fresh market peach.
When you decide that you want to offer a new variety of peach, and you go to Dr. Clark and you say, we're going to select this new variety, we're going to develop this new variety that we want, what's the process of starting the new trees? You have to put in a new orchard?
Yes, whenever you start a new orchard, obviously you have to have a game plan. And you can visit with other growers, you can visit with other consumers that maybe mention some different varieties that they have experienced, that they have enjoyed, and process all that in your head and come up with a plan. We buy most of all of our peaches, trees that we plant from a commercial nursery. So then you have to go and see what the availability is.
What's the productive life of a peach tree? How long will they produce?
In our orchard, probably outside would be 20 years, and that's a little bit longer than normal probably. So it can be as short as 7 years in some commercial operations.
When you guys work together to develop a new variety of peach, what are you looking for? Is you get your ideas from your customers, or do people say we'd like to have, maybe the peach is not doing as well as it should in the environment, or are those the things that you begin to look for?
Well, you get input from a lot of areas. A lot of people have advice. Sometimes you're not sure what the customer wants. I think a key, in particular Mr. Morgan's case, is to have a variation, some new varieties, some different flavors, peaches, nectarines, high acid, low acid, white flesh, yellow flesh. Diversification of products is a key thing that I focus on, because farmers have multiple crops to sell over a long period of time. That's a much more viable option as far as marketing and profitability. and the consumer has much more to enjoy.
Yeah. We're talking about the location of the station and obviously the location of your orchard. You know, we have peaches grown at various locations in Arkansas. There's an orchard up above Greenbrier up in northeast Arkansas. What's the ideal location for fruit production, peach production, or other fruits? What are you looking for when you select a location?
Well, Mr. Morgan can comment more specifically because he's a farmer, because I think that a site that has less chance of spring frost would be number one, well-drained soils.
Good air drainage, and the soil needs to be well-drained as well. And we think a good clay soil is something that's important for the flavor of peach.
Do you have to add a lot of nutrients when you're cultivating and growing peaches?
You know, when you take things away, you need to replenish. So yes, you add some nutrients back so that that peach can get the right flavor and have the right growth pattern.
And that was interesting when you said that you have different varieties. You have them timed so that they come off at different periods. What's the earliest and latest peaches that you have?
We peaches in Arkansas can go for quite some time. We start our crop a little bit later than the really early peaches, and so we typically start late June and go through third week of August. But that is so dependent upon weather that it can really change around on you and can be off by 2 weeks either way.
And another reason to breed peaches and other fruits to be tolerant to different kinds of weather.
There are a lot of issues, pathogens, insects, a lot of weather variations. It's a daunting task if you think too much about it. So sometimes you just have to get out there and go.
Okay. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us. It's been intriguing. I hope we can have you back sometime.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. That's all the time we have for now. We hope you'll join us again next time for Agri Arkansas.
Major funding for this program provided by the Moving Image Trust Fund. Additional funding for this program provided by the Arkansas Agriculture Department.